the West Virginia Mountaineers and Weber, and student athletes Brandon White and Alec Manoa. We'll start with words from the coach.
Wow, it's been a long day. Jeez. Starting with the first game being played so long, it's changing routines. You know, we always say if there's any kind of adversity or anything, weather, delays, anything, advantage Mountaineers, because if you play baseball West Virginia, you got to get used to stuff like that. So the more we sit around, the more I think that works to our advantage. And we kind of knew going into it with AK versus Killian that it was going to be a game just like that. You know, that the over-under was going to be really, really low in that game, and held true to form. You know, both of those guys are really, really good. Killian's been really, really good his whole career here. He's really hard to hit, and when we scored in the whatever inning it was, I heard Darius Hill yell out of the dugout, "It's taken us 3 years, but we finally scored off this guy." And he's that good, you know. But our guys are grinders, man. AK, just unbelievable grinder. Throws the pudge all the time. He's an unbelievable grinder. It's just the makeup and the chemistry of our team, and you guys are seeing it. You know, the kind of kids we have. I mean, the catches Brandon White makes in center field are ridiculous. He's been doing it for 3 years. He's a human highlight film, but you know, aside from that, changed the game. You know, took a run off the board, the one he made over his head, and the one in front of him. You know, if he doesn't make that catch, that's Gabe Holt you're putting on the bases, and that guy changes the game on the bases. So couldn't be prouder of not just these two guys, but everybody.
Okay, questions for our student athletes.
Brandon, did you think you had that from the get-go?
No, not really. I just got a good jump on it and just hope for the best, really.
What about the one you made the inning after that you dove for coming in?
It just hung up in the air. I didn't realize it was going to stay up this long. I just got to it.
And the ball that you threw out the guy at third base on the...
Say it again?
And how about the throw that you made to throw out the guy at third base after the steal?
Oh, it's just luck of the draw, really, on that one. Good bounce right there. He put a good tag on him.
Is that a normal game for you, or
I mean, I try my best out there. I mean, any opportunity I get, I'm going to try and run with it.
Are you better going back or coming forward?
I don't know. I'd say going back.
Alec, I'm curious, someone like you who goes deep into games with regularity, how you approach pacing a little bit, you know, so you're not burning out, and you're just as strong in the 8th inning, for example, as you were in the first inning.
Yeah, there's no pace. I just go out and I'm just trying to win at bats, and in the later innings I let my competitiveness take over. I don't really think, you know, start a game and try and pace it off, because any team in this league can beat you in the first inning, you know. So and then I'm playing catch up, so just go out and attack every hitter and let my competitiveness take over, and let my work throughout the week, you know, just show off. You know, I work really hard between starts, and I think I'm in good shape to be able to throw late in games this late in the year. It's because of that.
Alec, Tech had the leadoff batter on 5 of the first 6 innings, and they were 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. How much did you have to bear down? How many high-intensity pitches did you have to make, since you're dealing a lot with runners at first and second and so forth?
Yeah, it's just it's the same thing when there's nobody on. Just trying to make pitches, just trying to get outs, and hopefully Brandon White makes 2 crazy catches and throws a guy out. So yeah, just trying to get hitters out. Whatever happens. I can't control much. When the ball leaves my hand, I can just control everything that happens before that.
What did you say to this cat back in the dugout for that first catch?
I said thank you. I said thank you. I'll get you a steak wherever you want. I got it.
Did you have a sense when the ball left the bat that you were in trouble?
So the ball went up. I looked back and I said, "Oh, it's B-White." And then I saw him put his head down, and he usually does that when he has to take off, and it's way over his head. And I was like, "Damn!" And then I saw him put his head back up and catch it, and I was like, "No way!" Yeah, it was unreal. we see him do that all the time in practice. It's crazy.
Alec, yesterday Coach Tadlock said the game that you pitched against Tech and at West Virginia, he said was one of the best games he had ever seen. He compared to one that Max Scherzer threw a no-hitter against Tech back in '05. How did that game that night kind of rank in your best performances, and maybe how was tonight different?
I thought probably one of my best outings. I've been throwing the ball well all year, and I thought honestly tonight was better. To be able to go put up double-digit strikeouts against a team like that twice, it's kind of hard to do. I know they were coming out aggressive. Studied a little bit of Josh Young's interview yesterday, and heard him say they didn't want to get 0-2. So I was ready to bring the smoke to them too. So they're great hitters. They're obviously outright won the conference. So just extremely blessed to be able to throw the ball well against them twice.
Josh said your changeup was better tonight than it was in Morgantown. I don't know if you needed to go that route because I feel like your fastball sometimes we're getting a little up. Sometimes you kept tapping that hip or whatever. But
yeah, just mental cues. Stay on my backside, drive downhill. We've been working on the changeup all year, just throwing it a little bit more. And when a team wants a piece of you, they're going to come out swinging, and then you just let them swing it there with a few changeups. So. I didn't overthink it that I really needed the changeup. I just thought, I read their swings on some fastballs and thought, throwing the changeup would be a good idea, and it just happened to be that I threw it more, now than I did back in April.
Okay, guys, we'll let you go and get rest. You guys are off tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
Enjoy.
The Wildcats are off, baby.
Thank you. Just don't tell your athletic director I said that. Shane's way too big. Okay, we'll start with questions now for the head coach.
Coach, have you ever had a guy like Alec just with that type of pent-up energy and fire to him?
I've had a lot of pitchers in 30 years of coaching, and a lot of really good ones. I had Jake Arrieta at TCU and Andrew Kashner, who's in the Orioles rotation, pitching really well. A lot of good guys. And whole package, Alec Manoah is arguably the best one I've had with the stuff that he has, the velocity he has. He has 3 pitches that he can throw for strikes really at any time. And throw on top of that the competitiveness and the fire and desire and commitment and the selflessness. You don't understand that guy, the second half of the season, has every reason to go out there and pitch for himself because next Monday is draft day, and it's been a huge part of this season for him, and for him to just go out there and just throw his heart on the field for the Mountaineers in spite of that shows a lot about what kind of person he is, that he's still fighting for the name on the front of the jersey and not the one on the back, and that's just a testament to him.
The kind of shape that he's in the pitch count, forgive me, I'm from Lubbock, so I don't keep track of all his games as far as the amount of pitches, but was he on any kind of count tonight, or just because he's so good and in such good shape, you let him roll through 8?
Yeah, he's gone. We train our guys to throw up to 130 pitches. We feel like if you're a starting pitcher in the Big 12, between our trainer and our strength coach and the work we do, we feel like our guys can do that. He just happens to be just as good at pitch 125 as he is at pitch 1. He just, like you said, when you get in the middle of the game, his pride kicks in, his competitiveness kicks in, and he gets better. And I've never had a guy do that to that degree to get so much better throughout the game. He came up to me in the 5th inning, and he said, "We got this. Their guy's getting tired. I'm getting better." And I think that attitude he's telling his teammates that. And I think that just filters right through the whole dugout, that if he can be like that, why can't we be like that? So that's why we play so well when he pitches, because he makes us.
Coach, a moment ago you touched on how Gabe Holt changes a game, how big a play was it there in the fifth, I think, when he's on second after the error, and you double him off for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, you know, the
Second out of the inning.
huge part of this game was instant replay, you know. Seemed like, you know, the game this morning lasted about 10 hours, and then the second game lasted about 12 hours. And here we come with about 4 or 5 replays and umpires getting hit, and it just seemed like there was no flow to that game once you got in the middle. But that could have been the biggest play of the game, doubling him off second base on that replay call. Because when he's out there, you know, he's man on second, nobody out, it's bad enough. But when it's him, to get out of that inning without giving up a run, when it's a one-run game, that was that changed the momentum of that game for sure.
Is replay working to your satisfaction yet?
I love replay. I think I love it as a fan when I come to the other games. It's when there's a call, when those guys go underneath to look at the monitor, I think it's kind of exciting waiting for them to come out and make the call. You know, there's been games changed. There's been walk-offs changed by instant replay. And, you know, the object is to get all the calls right. Whatever that takes, I'm in favor of it. I think we need to tweak it a little bit and do a few things different, but it dang sure cuts down on the arguments and the coaches running on the field, and I don't believe coaches should be allowed on the field at all at any time. I think that slows the game down tremendously, so I like the fact that, you know, it's easier to get along with those guys now because of replay, and they're in favor of it too, so, you know, we're kind of learning as we go.